When I was planning my vacation for the New Year holiday, I decided to go to some places that I never been to before, and I decided to point the finger and to see which one I'm gonna pick up. And it came to this small island on the map, and I looked at it. It says American Samoa, and it says that it's U.S. territory. And I plan to come and see, just sightseeing. This is the hotel where I stayed when I arrived here on December 29, 2011. That first day of arrival was kind of exciting because I was coming for vacation, and I was thinking that I'm going to be spending only 4 days. I plan to stay here so long. My jeans, actually, all of them has a holes here. My shoes are having holes. It's. I wish if I knew beforehand, I wouldn't be boarding the flight. Just. I feel sad because I just want to go home.
Mikhail was born in the former Soviet Union, and he and his family, because of threats and discrimination that they faced based on their ethnicity, had to flee from one republic to another over the course of several years. Because of that flight, they never satisfied the residency requirements that were required in the breakup of the Soviet Union to become a citizen of any of the resulting countries. Eventually, Mikhail had the opportunity to come to the United States and did so with the intention of seeking asylum in the late 90s.
He received the permission to travel to American Samoa, sort of not really knowing what he was getting into, I'm afraid. I'm fairly confident that nothing like this has ever happened in American Samoa. I'm fairly confident of that because American Samoa has no idea what to do with Mikhail. He's stuck there, by all accounts, in a McDonald's, sending out messages for help around the world.
Well, when the first articles were published about me and about my case, I was kind of interested what audience can say. Some of them were like thinking, oh, what he's complaining for, he's in the tropical island, how bad it can be. It's not about being stuck about tropical island, and when we're talking about statelessness, when a person doesn't belong to anybody or anywhere. When I came to American Samoa and all this disaster happens to me, and I start paying close attention to statelessness, I realized that apparently United States, as one of the developed countries in the world, doesn't have any provisions or special law protecting or reducing statelessness.
Mikhail's asylum claim was denied, and because he's stateless, he could not be deported. As long as he reported in periodically to immigration authorities, he was actually able to rebuild a life in the United States. But that life is always tenuous because of a lack of an underlying legal framework to address his statelessness. In this sense, Mikhail's case actually raises a larger issue, and that is the lack of legislation in the United States to allow stateless people to apply to acquire a citizenship. And it's UNHCR's job to work with governments like the United States to create those legal frameworks so that what's happening to Mikhail doesn't continue to happen in the future.
Eight people in the house, and I am the ninth person there. But the owner of the house, his name is Tuputao. He's a super nice guy.
But right now he's like a brother to me, but it's good. You know. It's really good knowing him. He had a lot on his mind, and I help him out in whatever I can.
Statelessness takes all human away from you, and it demonizes you a lot, and you start thinking about so crazy stuff. And I was thinking about suicide on many occasions, but something stopped me. I don't know if it was God. I just couldn't do it.
Our own courts have found statelessness to be a punishment more primitive than torture. I mean, this is something that we as a country have deplored for decades, and yet we have stateless people living within our borders. We have the complete power to help them, and we have neglected them for too long. Mikhail is one of many who has been neglected by the United States.
The United States has been a long-standing global leader on human rights, and in December 2011, at a ministerial meeting in Geneva, the U.S. reaffirmed its commitment to human rights by pledging to undertake significant and meaningful action to identify, to reduce, and to prevent statelessness, both globally and domestically.
I want U.S. government to bring the issue of statelessness to life, to know that we do have stateless people, and the difficulty and grief associated with that as being stateless, and to allow stateless people in the United States to become permanent residents and eventually citizens of the United States.